Good morning. So, I'm coming to you from a Starbucks parking lot. I've been cleaning the van. I think I've spent the past couple hours this morning cleaning everything top to bottom on the inside, and there's still, I guess, plenty more to clean. But sorry for the noise also. It's a busy parking lot. Planes are coming by, but they are playing some really good Christmas carols or some seasonal music. One of the things I wanted to make this video about, I recently picked up a couple door hinges. So these are the soft close hinges that Tiffin uses for their cabinets, and I had one of them that broke on my pantry door. One of the areas that, and I'll show you this, but this hinge splits right in through here, literally breaks this section off, and I'll kind of show you how and what I did to fix it. So if any of you have, and I'm not sure if the Revels are doing the same thing, but anybody else that has a Tiffin, at least this is a quick fix that so far has worked for me. So let me take you over and take a look. Let me grab a flashlight just so you can kind of see. No judging for my cabinets, but, and I just want to add a little bit more light to it. You can kind of see this new hinge here that I've put on. Maybe I'm not going to use the light, but when the original hinge is installed, you can kind of see that, and hopefully without this extra light, because I only have two hands, you can kind of see that there's a lot of space back here that's left behind. So what I did was I installed some blocking behind it, which gave this extra screw hole or mounting space for me to add an additional screw, and it also provides additional support. So that was a huge thing. So without it, this hinge here, every time this door would open, would rock, and that wasn't creating a lot more stress on the back end of that hinge. So in turn, this is where you would get the failure. So when these were starting to break, this would split here. So hopefully, adding this back piece here, this back piece of wood, and I added it for both locations, top and bottom. So far, that's held and worked great. Man, I'm having issues with the camera. And as you can see, when it closes, I'm not getting any of this additional stress here. Sorry for the quality of the video, but it's alleviating that additional stress. So this has been a really good fix. Anybody else that has a Tiffin or even a Revel that has a hinge setup like this, it's a quick, easy fix. And I just cut out some blocking for it, painted, and then I mounted it with Gorilla Glue. It's just glued back there, and it gives a good mounting point for the hinges. I would just recommend cut the blocking so that it's extremely snug. So that way it fits nice and snug. And that's a pretty good fix overall. So one of the other areas that I'm concerned with, the stress on this one cabinet, I think what I'm gonna look to do is with this pantry here, I'm gonna look to possibly put, because I've got one up here, I might add another hinge here to take up some of this workload on this door from just the two hinges. But I know that Revels are the same way. So one of the areas that I'm also concerned with is, and you can kind of see it here, the wet bath. So these hinges here have no support in the back. So when I do close, you can see that movement. Actually, let me take a look. Let me see if I can get, a light on. Here we go. So if you can see the stress or the movement from that hinge, you can kind of see where this is going to be a breaking point. So adding wood blocking to a wet area, I'm not a fan of. However, I would like to see Tiffin, Revel, because they're all kind of manufactured the same, come up with just an area to add some additional support behind these hinges. If you go to the Facebook forums, you go or look on any of the Reddits or different forums, this is a main concern. It's a break point. People are frustrated and they are swapping them out for hinges that are really not designed for this. This is the correct hinge for the doors. It's just not a solid enough application. Lastly, the cabinet doors, they have like this one particular one here. This has got 3 hinges in it. No judging on my clutter. But there is a good picture of me up here. But if you can look, there is a really solid mounting port that is supporting the back and the rear of the hinge. Damn, I need an assistant when I'm filming these. But these are supported. I've had no issues with them. It shuts very well. This particular over the sink counter, same support system for this hinge. Only 2 hinges needed. Again, there's no additional flex in the back of it. So, shout out to National Indoor RV Center. They hooked me up with a couple more hinges. I'm going to keep these as spares because when does everything break? When we're not around the place we need to be to fix it. And these again are special order. So you can't find these at Home Depot or Lowe's. So, an ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure. So, I'd like to see if Tiffin can help maybe re-engineer the hinge system that are on these longer doors. A little more support, whether using a blocking method, but I would like to see, or I challenge them to come up with a solution for the wet bath area. So, anyway. Hope this helps anybody that has the same style hinge and door setup. Other than that, I'm going to go back to my coffee and cleaning. Have a great Sunday. So one more thing before I do go. What I've got here is 2 different types of screws. I've got the manufacturer original screw here. You can see that is a fine threaded screw. And then you've got this one here, which is the new one that I've picked up, which is a little bit more of a coarse threaded screw. I got a whole bag of these, and let me show you what I've done. So everyone should have tools if they own a van. What I've done is I'm actually replacing those more fine threaded screws with this more coarse screw. So you want to find screws that are roughly the same length, but again, these more coarse thread screws, they hold the material, they hold the wood better, they add more bite to it. And then probably every 3 months or so, or depending, if you're off-roading a lot and you're really kind of creating that earthquake, hurricane environment on your van, remember that's what these vans go through every time we drive through down the highway or go through these trails. It's like a small earthquake and or hurricane they go through. Go ahead and grab your screwdriver every couple months or so and just give a little tight, snug turn on these screws. If you go through your whole van and you quickly just a little quarter snug turn on these things, I'm telling you, it's going to keep things tighter, you're going to have less rattle, and things are probably less apt to fall off while you're driving down the road. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on this. Hope this helps. Again, carry a bunch of tools in your van. You never know when you're going to need it, and it always seems that, at least since I've owned my van, I continue to buy tools all the time, and it's always the ones that I need that I have to go back. I need that added to the collection, but over time, though, you'd be surprised how many tools you accumulate, but you're better prepared. So anyway, have a great Sunday, y'all.